Long ago, in the heart of the galaxy, there was a research station on a planet called Tyrus. This planet, far from the bustling cities of the stars, held secrets older than time itself. The station was built to study alien DNA, hoping to unlock the mysteries of ancient civilizations that once roamed the stars. The people who lived there were brave explorers, venturing into the unknown to find answers. But one day, they went silent. The scientists aboard the station stopped sending messages. Their cries for help were swallowed by the vastness of space, unheard and unanswered. The galaxy's leaders, fearing the unknown, sent a rescue team of seasoned space travelers, brave souls known as the Starbound Seekers. As the Seekers arrived at the darkened research station, the sight before them was strange. The station was still intact, but its halls were empty, quiet as the deep void between stars. No signs of destruction, no signs of struggle, just silence. But the crew was not gone. They were there, walking the empty halls, yet their eyes held no recognition. They spoke in strange tongues, their voices like whispers of the wind, and their gazes were distant, as if they were seeing things no one else could. The Seekers felt the weight of an ancient presence in the air, a presence that stirred the dust of lost civilizations. The legend of the Infestation had just begun. And so, the Seekers prepared themselves to uncover the truth hidden in the shadows of the forgotten research station. What had taken control of the crew? What dark force was lurking in the silent corners of the station, waiting to be discovered? The mystery had only deepened, and the adventure was just beginning. The Seekers ventured deeper into the station, their footsteps echoing through the empty corridors. Strange symbols, unknown to any known civilization, covered the walls. They seemed to shimmer under the dim light, as though alive. Some of the Seekers thought they saw the walls pulse, as if the station itself was breathing. A shiver ran down their spines. They knew something ancient and powerful had been unleashed. The crew, now gathered in the station's control room, stood like statues. Their eyes, once filled with life, now glowed with a soft, otherworldly light. They did not acknowledge the Seekers' presence. Instead, they whispered, low and haunting, their voices blending together into a single, eerie hum. The words were incomprehensible, but the tone was clear, a warning. In the center of the room, a strange artifact sat upon a pedestal. It was a crystalline object, pulsing with a strange energy. The Seekers had never seen anything like it. Some believed it was a key, others thought it was a trap. But they all knew one thing, it was the source of the crew's transformation. The lead Seeker, Captain Jorik, approached the artifact. His heart raced as the whispers grew louder, filling his mind with visions of long-lost galaxies and dying worlds. He saw ancient civilizations, alien races that once ruled the stars, their minds now trapped in the void, feeding on the minds of the living. The crew had become vessels, their minds no longer their own. They had been infested. And the artifact, it was the gatekeeper to an ancient consciousness, a being that fed on memories and souls, pulling them into an endless sleep. Captain Jorik turned to his team, his face pale. We must destroy it. Or we may become its next victims. But even as he spoke, the walls around them seemed to close in, and the whispers began to speak his name. The station had become more than just a place. It was now a prison, and the true horror had just begun to show itself. Captain Jorik's words hung in the air, but there was no time for hesitation. The Seekers knew that the artifact had to be destroyed, if not, they too would become mere whispers in the cold, endless night of space. Yet as they moved closer to the crystalline object, the room seemed to warp and stretch, the very air vibrating with the power of the infestation. The whispers, once faint, now roared like a storm inside their heads. The walls shifted, opening into visions of distant stars, far beyond the reach of the galaxy. In those stars, Jorik saw what lay at the heart of the ancient race that had built this station. Their world had once shone brightly, a hub of knowledge and power. But their hunger for knowledge had led them to the darkest corner of the cosmos, where minds were consumed, where souls were harvested, and where time itself became a prisoner. The artifact was not a key, nor a trap. It was a conduit, a bridge to a far-reaching, cosmic force that lived in the space between stars, in the cracks of reality itself. The beings who once created it had made a pact with this force, surrendering their very existence in exchange for power. But in doing so, they had unlocked a doorway to madness. The crew, now fully infested, turned to face the Seekers, their eyes glowing brighter. Their mouths opened, but no words came. Instead, tendrils of light shot from their bodies, swirling around the Seekers, pulling them into the same web of eternal sleep. Captain Jorik raised his blaster, but he was too late. One by one, the Seekers fell to their knees, their minds slipping away. As Jorik struggled to stay conscious, he realized the truth: the infestation could never be stopped. It was not a disease or a curse. It was a force older than the stars themselves, and it would continue to spread, swallowing up the minds of all who dared to touch its power. The station drifted through the galaxy, a silent, haunting reminder of what lay beyond the reaches of known space. And in the endless void, the legend of the infestation would grow, passed from one explorer to the next, warning them all of the darkness that lurked just beyond the stars. And so, the tale of the infestation lives on, whispered by those who dare to listen to the winds of space, forever a part of the cosmic myth, a chilling reminder that some mysteries are better left unsolved.